When it comes to security, there's never a finish line.
And sharing details about the safety of your children in school for the very first time. That is the state's school chief of school safety. And he's sitting down with the I-Team. And tonight, he's detailing the changes he plans on making. And that's where we're going to begin tonight. Important subject. So he's a former U.S. Secret Service agent. You should know that. He's now in charge of overseeing security for the more than 8,000 schools across this state of Texas. His name is John P. Scott. We sat down with him, the I-Team's Brian New did, who is live for us tonight on the road. And Brian, let's be real clear, because we talked about this a lot after Uvalde. This is a position that the state has never had before or filled.
Right, Doug, and it marks a shift in the way that the state handles school security. Along with setting guidelines, the state is now going to make sure schools are in compliance of those guidelines. And the man in charge of that is Chief John Scott. Scott told me that Texas schools are going to be safer because of this, but it's a message students have heard before.
School safety, especially in Texas, is always an issue.
As a high school senior with college ambitions, Savani Makara is focused on her academics. But all throughout her schooling, she says the fear of a school shooting has lingered in the back of her mind.
And it manifests in a lot of different ways. Some people struggle with sleeping, some people struggle with staying on top of their school, like the obligations they have at school.
Makara was in first grade when the shooting happened at Sandy Hook Elementary School. She was in middle school when Parkland in Santa Fe took place and was a sophomore in high school when it happened again in Uvalde.
What I've noticed happening is just, tragedy happens, thoughts and prayers, a little bit of media attention, and then we move on. We don't go back to that issue. We don't look at what went wrong, how do we fix it.
In the days after the shooting at Robb Elementary School, Governor Greg Abbott called on the state's education department to create a new position, someone in charge of overseeing school security efforts statewide, a chief of school safety. Last fall, Abbott chose this man, John P. Scott, for the job.
When it comes to security, there's never a finish line.
Prior to accepting the job, Scott had never worked in education, but he does know about security. Scott, a former U.S. Secret Service agent, worked security detail for Vice President Dick Cheney and then Vice President Joe Biden.
I spent my entire adult life protecting the most powerful people in the world. But now I'm able to take those skills and transition that, and I get to protect the most important people in the world, which are kids and our future.
One of Scott's first jobs as chief of school security is to ensure every district in the state has an active shooter plan. In a 2020 audit of more than 1,000 Texas school districts, the Texas School Safety Center found more than half of the districts did not have an active shooter plan, and more than 80% did not have a plan that followed best practices. According to the audit, one district's plan for an active shooter was to call 911.
The schools have come a long way. The active shooter plans have come a long way, and the School Safety Center has done an outstanding job training superintendents how to develop those.
But if some Texans remain skeptical about school safety plans, there's good reason. In 2019, Texas lawmakers required schools to strengthen emergency plans. But in an interview last year, TEA Commissioner Mike Morath admitted to the CBS News investigative team that the state often did not have the resources to ensure schools were in compliance.
We have some resources, and our partners at the Texas School Safety Center have some resources as well. But it has largely been structured as a self-policing system.
Scott says that will change.
Prior to last year, we didn't do intrusion detection audits. It was up to a school to kind of self-police themselves, but that's no longer the case.
With Scott in charge this past school year, the state conducted more than 7,200 unannounced intruder audits. And in cases where inspectors found an unlocked door, schools were required to take corrective action to ensure it doesn't happen again. Scott also plans to hire 20 highly trained security experts who will run in-depth risk assessments on school campuses. These assessments will start later this year with the goal of assessing every school once every 4 years.
We've professionalized school security in the state of Texas.
There's still a lot of fear around the entire subject.
Makara says she understands why the state has stepped up school safety efforts. But there's also a part of her, she says, that resents that any of it is necessary.
I firmly believe in the right to education, but that also includes the right to a safe education, right? And I think the environment we've created with this, obviously this political climate hasn't been the most supportive or empowering of students.
And I agree that schools exist to educate children. We just have to adapt that a little bit where we're here to educate children and keep them safe. And when we get that educate children and keep them safe all in one sentence, we'll win.
Now, in our sit-down interview with Chief Scott, we also asked him about the new state requirement of having an armed officer on every campus. Several school districts, including Dallas ISD, have told us that they're going to have a tough time meeting that requirement. Scott told me that districts can file a good cause exception, and Doug, they can use alternative programs such as the Marshall and the Guardian program. And as we've talked about in the past, these programs will arm a staff member instead of a police officer.
I remember the Dallas district leader saying, in fact, I think it was a couple of weeks ago, that they're going to have a real difficult time doing all this. So do you know how many school districts are going to file that exception and then maybe go with Guardian or go with the Marshall program?
Yeah, we don't have an exact count at this moment, and that's partially because, Doug, this requirement doesn't go into effect until next month. But let's just look at the Marshall program. We know at the time of the Uvalde school shooting, there were 62 districts that were enrolled in this program. At the start of this school year, that program had grown to 78.
Nothing more important than the safety of our kids. Brian New, the I-Team, we thank all of you. So many faces behind the scenes, obviously, that you don't always get to see. Brian, we thank you, sir. CBS News Texas I-Team working for you every day. You got a tip or a question for them, you can be sure to reach out by phone or email. They'll get back to you. Numbers 817-586-7211, or the email address, if that's better for you, iteam@ktvt.com.